Advocates say this is just one public example of what they deal with every day.
Victims abused repeatedly, and even when they have the courage to tell, action isn't taken for years, if at all. ONN's Kristen Severance has a story. And Chris, you talked to advocates and a survivor who knows how hard it is to report abuse.
Yeah, Lee, we'll hear from her in just a second. You know, advocates told me only 20 to 40% of sex abuse victims ever report their crime. They say shame, the fear of not being believed, and a close relationship to the abuser, that's often to blame. Imani Capri has been watching the Penn State scandal unfold like the rest of the country. But the Cleveland graduate student views the allegations with a different set of eyes.
I myself am a survivor. And it took me many years before I had the courage to speak out.
Capri tells me she was first abused as an 11-year-old by her mother's boyfriend. She said he won her trust by bringing her gifts and being the father figure in her life.
I did tell my mother a few days after it happened, and she stayed with him. They eventually got married.
Capri said the abuse continued until she was 18 and moved out of the home. Never dealing with the feelings led to a nervous breakdown a few years later. She called the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center hotline to finally talk about what happened. They told her it wasn't too late to press charges.
He was sentenced to 25 years to life, so he's in Mansfield doing a life sentence now.
Megan O'Brien with the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center says it often takes years for victims to come forward if they ever do.
And it often has to do with who the perpetrator is of these crimes, because if the perpetrator is somebody known to the victim, it creates a whole bunch of dynamics that might make it very difficult to report.
Capri is now working on her relationship with her mother and getting ready to graduate with a master's from Kent State. She hopes to be an advocate for survivors who are afraid to speak out.
By me not speaking out, even though I thought I was being silent to protect myself, I was actually protecting him. So in that sense, the silence made me his biggest ally.
And you know, it's estimated that 1 out of every 4 girls and 1 out of every 6 boys will experience some type of sexual abuse before they turn 18. So advocates just urge parents to sit down, talk to their kids about all of this. Live in Cleveland tonight, I'm Kristen Severance, the Ohio News Network.